Show them for the camera. Oh yeah, that's a 20-25 pound fish. Easy. What's going on, guys? It's Garrett with another episode of Gulf Coast Angling. I am driving down Perdido Beach Road, Highway 98, heading to Orange Beach. It is about 5 a.m. on the dot, if I had to guess, and we are going offshore. Originally, we were planning to go offshore, leave in the afternoon, head out to the oil rigs, try to do some tuna fishing, trolling, before coming in to bottom fish. But the forecast, which was stable all week, super flat, super stable, kind of collapsed on us. So it's a little sporty out there, and as such, we are not going all the way to the oil rigs anymore. We might make it to some of the closer rigs, the Petronas, which is one of the first rigs off the continental shelf or off into DeSoto Canyon. We might make it there and do some trolling, but otherwise we're looking at targeting some amberjack, some snapper, and some triggerfish. All of those are still in season for Alabama, so I bought my 7-day Alabama license, hoping to get into some big fish. So we're going to be at the boat. We're on a 31-foot cobia today. Like I said, the forecast has been great, but it's been getting sort of collapsing on us, so bear with us as we work through the day, try to figure out what's going to work best given the weather, and we'll be catching fish soon. See you in a bit. All right, 35 wet miles later, and we're here. We got a live pinfish, 130 feet of water, about to hook up. You think you got sharked, or?
I think you say that. Oh, God.
Oh, that's a pig.
Damn. That's a snapper, bud.
That is a pig. Look at that. Oh, I'm about to be on. Sorry I didn't get the footage.
We're on a bunch of crab.
He's been gorging himself.
Looks like a lot.
Show him. Let me see. Show him for the camera. Oh yeah, that's a 20-25 pound fish. Easy. There we go. Oh, fish on. Yeah, the pinfish. He's okay. He's digging now. Oh, I got a little jack.
Or jack or
I don't know yet. I think it's a grader. Yeah, it's a grader. Can you hand me that de-hooker? All right, baby grader. They opened up this week, but he's too small. Going down again. I'm about to be on. Oh, good fish. Adam's on, I'm on. Oh, that's a good fish too. No, I'm good. It might have been.
I thought I told him. That's fine. We got off.
Trigger. No, another Almaco. We can keep him. Yep.
What is that?
That's an Almaco jack. They are.
Type of amberjack, but we can keep it.
Exactly. Comes on. I bet it's another jack.
Yep, all over the front.
Oh, you got him beat though.
What kind of braid on that?
100 pound. Uh-oh.
I'll go down and find the bigger one after this.
Shoot, for the fish we're catching, this is perfect. Unless it's a big old reef donkey. I got, it is an AJ. I got color.
Keeper,
He might be
too.
keeper, yep. You want me to stick him or let me lift? Okay.
Nice.
He's there.
He's probably 37.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, just throw him in the bottom. I'm good, man. I can hold him for the camera.
Yeah. Let's see him. It was a reef donkey. That's what we thought it was, and he's going to be a keeper. So the bite's been tough, guys. We've had to scale back our tackle. That means a longer leader. This is, I don't know, probably about 6 feet, 7 feet of 50-pound fluorocarbon. Scaled back our hooks. This is a 5-aught circle hook. And I'm fishing dead bait. I kept getting eaten by jacks on live bait, so caught a keeper snapper just now on dead bait. We're gonna keep dropping it and see what happens. He's gonna be a legal snap, but not.
It's not huge.
I don't think it's much more. Well, you know what huge is. He's almost there. Keep going. There you go. He'll keep. Oh, we're on someone else. Okay, shouldn't take long. Perfect eating size snapper. But let's compare them to what we have in the box already. Look at that. Quite a difference there. Buddy's on again. And I'm on again. Oh. Can I have that belt? Oh, we're gonna get tangled. I got it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I think I have another jack. No, I got a snapper.
Oh. That's it.
Not in the trash. He's safe there, I guess.
No.
Got one. Number 8. Oh, he's barely hooked. Number 10. There's a snapper limit. I'm gonna get fresh ice on there though. We just got back from an all-day offshore trip. It originally started as a tuna trip, but we had some weather complications and settled for some snapper. So got a nice limit of snapper, hit some public numbers, and managed to find some perfect eating size snapper. These are 19, 20-inch fish, which is perfect size for eating. 2 fish like this could feed about 3, maybe 4 people comfortably. So what we're gonna do is fillet them, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like, because snapper is not the easiest fish to clean. But for the average person who gets out, 2-3 times a year, it can be a little daunting, especially with this rib bone area. They have this rib cage right here that can be sort of tough to get around. So I'm gonna show you what you need. I like to have 2 different knives. One is this bubba blade. It's real flexible. As you can see, the blade is very flexible. The other one is my Dahlstrom fillet knife. It's not flexible, it's stiff. So this one has a little bit sharper edge. but this one will allow me to carve around the rib cage and get a closer cut. And then that one I can clean the fillet up after that. So I'm gonna get one of these fish out of the way for now. Now what we're gonna do is start basically where this dorsal fin begins. We're gonna go a little bit up and start a cut right there. So we're gonna, let me see, I'm gonna move the GoPro. So you, because I'm left-handed, and you can see where I start the cut. So top of the spine, about 2 inches beyond the dorsal, we're gonna make a cut. And we're gonna follow that dorsal fin down, and you're gonna feel the backbone. And you can make a shallow cut. I'm actually gonna get the bubble blade for this. We're gonna make a shallow cut. Down the dorsal fin, just like so. And once you find your groove, it just slides in. So I'm gonna begin peeling the meat away from the backbone. And the tricky part gets around this rib cage area. So I'm gonna take my blade, flip it vertically, hold the fish down, and sort of trim towards that rib cage. And then you're gonna feel the stomach. And basically where the dorsal fin is, or I'm sorry, the pectoral fin, about a 1/2 inch away from that is where that rib cage is gonna end. You may not get it perfectly. I tend to find that you have to trim some of the backbone away, which is okay. But the big lesson is not to waste meat, any undue meat. So from there, we're gonna continue to just shave away at that backbone. It really helps to have a sharp knife. And from there, we're able to start our lateral cut. There's that rib cage meat right there. So we're gonna trim away from that. Start our lateral cut down the belly. And there we go. So I'm gonna take the GoPro and show what we did not get. So there's bones right there. There's a bone, 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 there's a bone. So all that meat right there, you can get, but it's not really worthwhile to harvest because you're gonna have to work on those bones when you eat it. So I find it's best to just leave that in there. So from there, we're gonna trim all the way down to the tail, get just the last little bit. You wanna leave the fish attached to the tail because that's a good anchor point to skin your fillet. So like I said, it really helps to have a sharp knife here. And this is where the flexible bit comes into play, because I like to have my hand dangling off my platform. And that way I can push down and flatten the blade against the skin. And it just sort of glides. Oop, not quite. Glides off the skin and you have a perfect fillet. I left one bone. Left one bone there, so I'm just gonna trim that. And that's how you fillet a snapper. I like to rinse my fillets. A lot of people say leave it with the fish slime on it. I can't see how that makes sense. There's just, I call it urban myths, saying that the fish slime preserves it. We're gonna eat these guys tomorrow, so it's not even an issue. I'm going to move my knives, pop them back in the cooler. We're gonna repeat, use my stiff knife to start my cut at the base of the backbone. All right, guys, 4 snapper fillets, about 10 minutes. I like to divide my meat into the different loins, the bottom and the half loin. For our recipe that we're following today, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna fillet or cook the whole fillet as is. All right, let's move on to the actual recipe. Today we are making a local favorite snapper piccata. We're gonna need breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, lemon, eggs, capers, butter, Old Bay seasoning, Italian parsley, potatoes, and finally our snapper fillets. We're gonna get started by clearing our workspace and prepping our potatoes. We're gonna throw out any dirty potatoes or rotten potatoes that we see, and then clean the non-rotten ones under running water, and then dump those into a gently simmering or boiling pot of water. After that, we're gonna add salt to taste. You want your water to be about as salty as seawater, and then boil those or simmer those for about 20 to 30 minutes or until the potatoes are fork soft. While that is occurring, we can begin prepping our dry ingredients, beginning with grating about half a cup of Parmesan cheese on the medium fine selection on your cheese grater. After we've grated a cup, we can add that to a mixing bowl or mixing pan. Next, we're going to add an equal amount of breadcrumbs. So whatever you grate in terms of Parmesan, you're also going to add in breadcrumbs. After that's done, we're going to finely chop about a quarter cup of parsley. That's unpacked parsley. We want that very finely chopped, almost at a powder level, and then we're going to add that to our dry ingredient list as well. After that's done, we're going to add Old Bay to taste. I prefer more than less, but you can always add more. So I would start on the side of less and then add as you cook to taste. After we add our Old Bay, we're going to grate 3 cloves of garlic into our wet ingredient batch. I accidentally grated them into our dry ingredients and the moisture clumped things up, but we really want those in our wet ingredient dredge, which is simply an egg wash, 2 eggs, 3 eggs, whatever amount is right for you. Add the garlic to that rather than your dry ingredients. I did mess up here. But those are our simple ingredient list for our dredge and our batter for our snapper piccata. Before we get to cooking that, we're going to dump our potatoes and quickly whip them up into mashed potatoes. That involves adding about 1.5 cups of whole milk, about 4 tablespoons of butter, and then we're just going to process that until it reaches the consistency you want. If you're looking for a creamier texture, add more milk and butter and process it more. If you want a clumpier texture, keep it on the thinner side. So this is all to taste. However, once we're done, we are going to add salt to taste, and you're done with your mashed potatoes. After that, we're finally ready to prep our snapper. So this is going in the egg wash, which is going to act as a binder to our dry ingredient rub, which is the mixture we prepped earlier. We're going to sear that on cast iron with a little bit of oil at high heat. We're wanting our cast iron to be sizzling hot before we even add the snapper. It's important to let the snapper sear for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. The crust is going to let up when it's ready, as you see here. None of the crust stuck to the pan, which is an important part of getting your snapper piccata right. Finally, we're going to prep our brown butter sauce. We're going to add another 4 tablespoons of butter to our cast iron pan. Let that melt down some before adding another 1/4 cup of finely chopped parsley. After that, we're going to add our capers and stir fry that, saute that for about 5 minutes on high heat or until the butter has clarified and everything's gotten a little bit crispy and fried. That's going to be set aside to be served alongside or on top of our finished snapper. And now we're ready to plate and serve. This is a very elegant snapper dish and is actually served in some of the finer dining establishments across the Gulf Coast. What really sets it apart is the clarified butter and the sauteed capers on top of it. So give this recipe a shot. Let me know what you think. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in, helping the channel out. God bless, and I'll catch you on the water next time. Peace.